Thank you to Bounty and the Comics for bringing this article to everybody's attention. Hey everybody, Anime Night here. I am back with another video. This time, lo and behold, look at that, right out in the open. U.S. government, our very government, is funded a non-profit, take this, response to Sweet Baby Inc. backlash by calling on video game industry to, quote, to clearly and unequivocally, denounce Gamergate. So, who had a U.S. government-funded nonprofit enters the fray around Sweet Baby Inc. on their bingo cards? In response to recent discourse surrounding the work of the aforementioned narrative consulting company, which they really are, they're not a development company, they're a consultation company, the mental health and video game-centric nonprofit organization Take This has called on both players and the industry at large to clearly and unequivocally denounce Gamergate. No, we are not denouncing Gamergate because we are protecting and calling out the forced DEI bullshit in our gaming, which these people are pushing at an alarming rate. And they do deserve it because they came out, they showed their hand to everybody. Like, look, this is what we're doing to your games. This is what we are doing. A 503 nonprofit founded in 2014, Take This, describes itself as a mental health organization providing comprehensive resources, support, and consultation tailored for the unique needs of the game development community. Oh, I feel so bad for those coal miners and the automotive industry workers. Do they have a mental health clause in their contracts? How about that? Or what about our veterans? Huh? How about our veterans here? I mean, mental health is very important. I will give them that. But on top of it, where does it end? Far from a minor entity within the industry, a number of noted figures are counted among the company's governing board members and officers, including Bethesda's marketing VP Pete Hines, Ubisoft VP of Global Diversity and Inclusion Rashi Saika, and PlayStation's head of Global Portfolio and Acquisitions Christian Svensson. So global diversity and inclusion, yeah, that's another term for DEI. It's the hidden meaning behind it. In terms of its ties to United States government, per a public disclaimer on their various white papers, believe me, the white papers are important, their work is funded as part of an official Department of Homeland Security research project known as Disruptive Video Games-Based Radicalization through Collaborative Cross-Sector Networks. So, they're not even hiding it anymore. It's right there, clear as day, in your face. It's like, yeah, hi, we're the government. We're here to help. Yeah, that's the most terrifying saying on the planet. The joint project from the Center on Terrorism, Extremism, Counterterrorism, Take This, and anti-disinformation AI developer logically seeks to develop a shared framework for understanding extremism in games, reads the project's official proposal abstract as seen on its official funding application. This includes the development of set-based practices and centralized resources for monitoring and evaluation of extremist activities, as well as a series of training workshops for the monitoring, detection, and prevention of extremist exploitation in gaming spaces for community managers, multiplayer designers, lore developers, mechanics designers, and trusted safety professionals. Basically, we are going to come in and tell you, no, you will not criticize us because we are here to put our bullshit in your gaming spaces and you will like it. If you say Miles Morales isn't Spider-Man, or how dare Harley Quinn kill Batman, or we're gonna change all the cultural norms that we had in our original games, we're gonna update it to a more modern audience. All this stuff, all these faggots coming out in the woodwork right now. Basically, DEI is nothing more than a crap-filled not entity that has no place in our gaming at all. It does not have a place here. Sorry. In addition, the project will be a first-of-its-kind collaborative structure for public-private partnerships on preventing and mitigating game-based extremism in ads. Taken together, this project will simultaneously improve counter-extremism collaboration in the video game industry while also providing substantial capacity building within and across developers. Basically, they're coming after us for, like, literally criticizing. Open criticism. The only harassment that's going on is just the Steam account that did the creation of Sweet Baby Inc., where it was consulted on many games, because when we first saw this, we were like, wait a minute, what's this doing here? Because if you want to play as a deaf graffiti artist or anything that hates cops and all that, oh, how dare you criticize that? Running to defend Sweet Baby Inc. amidst the ongoing sunlight between being shown on their operations, Take This published a blog post on March 11th, which is yesterday. If you're reading this, you probably have been hearing about what's being now being called Gamergate 2.0. Yes, it is Gamergate 2.0 because what happened last time is a certain person had another certain person off Minecraft themselves in a very horrific way, and this is why we are stepping up and calling these people out and being more aggressive about it, because we don't want this crap in our gaming. We want to have fun. We're gamers. We want to have fun, have a great time with everybody. We do not care about the sex, gender, none of that. That's already there to begin with, but it's been co-opted and made into a bigger thing. That is not good for anybody. It is the latest targeted harassment campaign within the game industry, and it's aimed at Sweet Baby Inc., a Montreal-based narrative development studio. It is not a narrative-based... It's a consulting company. Well, they're a bit of both, but still. The campaign also has been impacting titles and games associated with Sweet Baby Inc., journalists covering the issue, and others associated in various ways with the targets. You also may be at a loss to know how to take this issue and what, if anything, you could do about it. That's where we come in. Basically, what I just stated earlier, the only targeted harassment campaign is calling out Sweet Baby Inc. for literally forcing their ideologies and the political stuff into the games that are already being made, which is why we have what we have now in this wretched hive. In service of providing such guidance, the non-profit then declared Discord, Steam, and X have been the predominant platforms where the abuse and harassment has been taking place. It is not abuse and harassment. We are literally calling these people out for what they are. They are fake. They are tourists. They are all of these under the sun. In these spaces, lists of game studios, companies, and associated organizations are being circulated for targeted by members of the mob. Oh, they're calling us a mob. Oh, how dare we form our own mob against cancel culture and all that crap going on. Oh, it's fine when the other side does it, but when we do it, we're the racist? These people, man. They historically, I can't even say it, informed their readers large-scale harassment campaigns like this are fueled by political events. Oh, yeah, let's bring politics in this. As political rhetoric heats up ahead of the U.S. presidential election later this year, this has nothing to do with the presidential elections. This has nothing to do with it. This is basically us calling out Sweet Baby Inc. and other companies who are forcing its DEI toxicity into our games. It has nothing to do with the U.S. presidential elections at all. We're focused on making games better for the gamers and by the gamers. We love the developers who are not part of the problem, who are going through this and seeing the mess and the disappointment that the game that they build up has become. I feel for these developers. Those are developers I want to protect, not these diversity hires who pose as gamers, who pose as these people, and taking it up and co-opting it into something that it's not. To this end, Take This proceeded to offer the industry advice as to things we can do to mitigate the harm of the harassment campaign. What harm? What harm? These people are coming out of the woodwork. The CEO herself came out and laid out like we should bully these people. Why don't you go after them instead? They are literally threatening these people. And that's what they are doing. What we're doing is entirely different. We're calling them out on their bullshit. In terms of the individual action, the company suggested it is extremely important to speak out and step up for folks who are being harmed. This kind of support can take on many different forms. This could be an email or quick check-in with the people in your orbit who are targets of the harassment or are close to those targets, like family members, colleagues, and friends of those targeted are experiencing different types. Look, here's the one thing. When we're criticizing people, we do not go after family members. That should be a number one thing. Do not target the family members at all. We have a code of conduct here. Colleagues is a different story, and friends, because if they interject themselves, then it's off the table. But for right now, this is literally a number one thing of what not to do when you're criticizing a person in a position of power. Turning to address industry leaders, Take This warned you may be inclined to be quiet or cautious, but that's actually not helpful. At any time, many studios who were hesitant to address the hate and abuse from Gamergate in any meaningful way, they argued. The reasons vary, but usually this hesitation was born out of fear or of losing profits or concern that taking a stance would attract the attention of the Gamergate mob. Oh, look at this wording right here. Look at this. You're losing profits because you're forcing the social climate and political stuff that has nothing to do with the world of the game. It has nothing to do with that. We play video games for our escapism, not to be reminded of the actual stuff going on. However, the failure to take a stand and clearly communicate with the community had backfired. Yeah, you're insulting us. That's what they are doing. They're insulting us even further. They're literally going after us for speaking out about this. The company continued. In other words, failure to clearly and unequivocally denounce Gamergate and the harassment and abuse done in its name create a space for that hate and abuse to flourish, spread, and become normalized. Drawing their warning to a close, Take This ultimately declared, hate, harassment, and toxic behavior has no place in games. By taking direct, targeted action in a timely manner, we can mitigate further harm to talented, dedicated folks in gaming and help prevent additional reoccurrences of these harmful events. Oh, harmful events, you say? Like calling out the company who is literally going out there saying, oh, we're doing this and this to your gaming, and if you don't do this, we are going to come after you, we are going to threaten you, we are going to destroy your job, we're going to destroy any credibility you have, and if you don't go along with us, you will be gone. That's targeted harassment right there and threats. What we're doing is completely different. It should be noted that despite the current popular narrative framing the backlash to Sweet Baby Inc. as a large-scale harassment campaign, this could not be a more disingenuous read of the situation. At present, the so-called harassment leveled against them amounts to nothing more than a Steam creator list made to track their publicly created works, a Discord server related to the list's administration, and a generally negative sentiment towards operations brewing amongst players of all stripes. Meanwhile, the only person to have called for any direct action against any individual or entity was Sweet Baby Inc.'s own Chris Kindred, who, in response to the creation of the Steam creation, asked his followers and supporters to try and get both it and its creator's Steam account shut down by way of massive false reporting campaign. This, you know my opinions on Chris Kindred. You know my opinions on this clown. And yes, this is true. This guy literally did all this. And he got lambasted, fired, and rightfully so. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments below, because this is ridiculous. I'm Anime Night 1992. Love you all.